Ryan Garcia is known since he was a kid that he was special, and everybody around him knows that he's special.
We started at age 7. He wanted to achieve these goals where he could beat up a championship boxer like Luke Campbell, who was a gold medalist, and that's a kid's dream.
You're never gonna be at your best, ever, but you're always striving to get there. Right now, Ryan, he's at that stage where he's climbing the ladder and he's almost there to the top.
He could have taken lots of other fights, made millions of dollars with lesser opponents, and people would come out to see him. But he feels that he's the best. You have to fight the best and prove it.
I was willing to put myself on the line for the sport to get the respect that I feel I deserve. So I did everything I could to make it happen, and I didn't take no for an answer.
This is a mega fight. The 2 best fighters in their division. This is what you do when you believe in yourself. This is what you do when you've worked your whole life for something.
I think this fight is the biggest fight of our era, maybe it's fight of the decade, just because of the magnitude. We never get to see the best against the best. We never get to see 2 undefeated. Usually we see mismatches, and I can tell you who's going to win. Because every fighter likes to calculate, I don't want to lose my own. They're willing to risk it all.
Only a few days left, and Ryan Garcia's final training camp looks like a lab creating a Frankenstein for the Barrios fight. Cold, clinical, terrifyingly deliberate.
What's up, guys? We're here at TNT facility with my strength and conditioning coach, Cipriano, also known as Sip, also known as Uncle. I could keep going all day, but today I'm gonna go in with you guys through my strength and conditioning workout. You're gonna see what helps me with my speed and my power. Obviously, God gifted. Thank the Lord all day long for my power and speed. So fast, use it for good, but then when I fight, I have to knock somebody out. But Sip helps strengthen it, got to sharpen the tools. So you're gonna see how I do it today. Let's get it.
Today's our cardio day, baby. So the stuff that we're doing today is not traditional, right? We're gonna be moving fast. We got 10 rounds, we got 30 seconds, simulating a 3-minute round with a minute break in between. Y'all better stop playing and get ready. All right, so here we go. Our first workout on this 10 rounds, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down low, we're gonna explode, right? Which is gonna work that serratus muscle. So when Ryan takes his shot, everything is coming through here, and it's also the big boxer muscle. There it is. That's what we do. Damn, only halfway. You already did 100 of them. There you go. Come on. Let's go, nephew. Get it.
I watch footage and there is no noise in the camp. Only the metallic rhythm of punches, mitt work, and the raw sound of Ryan screaming, "I will win this fight no matter what." That line is not theater, it's calibration.
Our 5th workout, once again, a low impact on the body. So now we're going fast. Keep hitting them halfway. We're doing it quick. Once again, get that heart rate up. There we go. Good. Get them moving. Stay on point. Great job. Come on, baby. 10 seconds, come on. Got this. Come on, don't work like you. Let's get this, baby, 5 seconds. Push that, come on. There we go, look at that. Woo!
When he admits, yeah, I was drinking, partying, full of toxins. That's not the usual fighter spin. That's a raw self-audit on camera. The confession that eats excuses for breakfast.
I mean, the circumstances are much different, After that year of suspension, it was much different circumstances. I was coming off of suspension, and during that suspension, I was drinking and partying and doing whatever I want for all the way through until they told me that I had to fight. My instincts told me not to. My body wasn't well, it had a lot of toxins in it, as you can imagine. A lot of stupid that I did. But when you have a lot of people in your ear and people are telling you you can make $5 million, it's an easy fight, and but internally that it's not the right decision, and I didn't trust my heart and didn't trust my instincts, and I paid the price for it.
I'm listening and thinking, hold on, this is the guy people called unfocused, and now he's saying he knew the Rolly fight was the wrong decision. Every day in camp, he felt off, his body shutting down, instincts screaming no, and now he's surgically removing those ghosts.
Next workout here, a little bit modified reverse crunch. All right, we're gonna come up. Really focusing on getting that core, getting them abs way down in the spine. There it is. Going. Like I said, one of the biggest things for us is keeping his abs on point. keeping his core on point.
Ooh, look at
and
that.
most importantly, having that stability that he needs for them legs and torso working together. Come on. Good.
If that focused, lab-forged Ryan walks into the ring, this stops being a spectacle and becomes a surgical mission. No more headlines, just a man and the physics of impact. This is serious, and if you're betting, bet on precision, not personality. And that eerie, lab-like silence from Ryan's camp makes Barrios' energy hit completely different, because while one side is screaming intention into the air, the other side is quietly sharpening execution. When Barrios says he's already tired of camp and just ready to show the work he and Joe put in, I hear a champion who's past the motivational speeches phase and now operating on routine discipline, which is way more dangerous than emotional hype.
You know, with all that experience, you know, that's why I'm taking it into this fight. You know, I've been in there, like I said, you know, with Tank, who's very explosive, very quick. With Pacquiao, very awkward, like someone one of a kind. Thurman, who's a great movement, you know, a big puncher. So yeah, you know, I'm looking to just use everything that has got me to this point.
Then he casually explains bringing in Joe Goossen to get back to the things that got me here. And I immediately clock the subtext, not reinvention, refinement. That's a scary adjustment when you're already a durable, experienced welterweight. And when Barrios admits he wants to stay uncomfortable for growth, I'm sitting here like, hold on, that mentality alone clashes perfectly with a fighter like Ryan who thrives on rhythm and momentum. He even acknowledges Ryan's unpredictability as what makes him dangerous, and that's not fear, that's calculated respect. Cold respect.
You know, he has said it himself, right? You never know what you're gonna get from him. I also think, you know, that's what makes him, you know, a very dangerous opponent. And you know, I'm not taking this fight lightly. You know, regardless of everything, you know, I might see on social media, you know, everything people might tag me in. This is definitely a fight for both of us. You know, where yeah, man, like I can't and I don't want, you know, another loss. And you know, it's the same for him, you know, so there is a lot riding on this. It's not something that I don't think he's taking lightly.
But the line that really lingers is when Barrios says he wants to make Ryan uncomfortable and test how bad he wants to be in there. That's not trash talk, that's a strategic mission statement. Pressure, presence, size, and patience all wrapped into one sentence. I also love how he downplays the antics, calling them funny and irrelevant. Because that tells me mentally he's not fighting the persona, he's fighting the man. And when he talks about showcasing ring IQ, experience, and a clear statement title defense, that's champion psychology speaking, not chasing moments, controlling them. Meanwhile, he's openly saying he expects the best version of Ryan, which is actually the most disciplined mindset you can have. No underestimation, no emotional distractions, just pure task focus. Quiet fighter, loud intentions, that contrast, dangerous chemistry.
I'm not sure, but you know, like I said, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna just like just test him in every way that I can. You know, whether it's pressure, whether it's just that presence, and then just, you know, just letting him know you're like that. Like it's not gonna be the way that he thinks it is.
And that quiet, calculated champion mindset from Barrios suddenly looks even more intriguing when Robert Garcia jumps in and basically labels Ryan a walking question mark. And I'm not gonna lie, that "we don't know which Ryan shows up" line hits like a psychological uppercut. Because Robert is not dismissing the talent at all, he literally says if Ryan has a great camp, great preparation, great shape, he can knock Barrios out. That's elite respect wrapped inside cautious skepticism. But then he immediately flips it, pointing out how Ryan can look sensational one night and off the next. And I'm sitting here thinking, that inconsistency narrative is exactly why this fight feels volatile instead of predictable.
Ryan is one of those kids that we don't know. If he comes out and has that great training camp and great preparation, is in great shape, he could go out and win by knockout, but we don't know. We don't know.
One version is a highlight machine, the other version is a rhythm disruptor's dream. And when Robert starts questioning the trainer carousel and the move back to his dad, that's not gossip energy, that's a veteran coach analyzing structure and accountability. He even throws that subtle curveball like, is he calling the shots now? And boom, suddenly the whole camp dynamic becomes part of the fight story, not just the punches. Yet at the same time, he openly says he's cheering for Ryan because he's a big name and could become the face of boxing, which is a wild mix of critique and support colliding in real time.
Ryan hasn't showed, there's fights where he can look sensational, but next fight he doesn't. And that just happened with Haney, and then the next fight against Rollis, he didn't look too good. So we don't know what we're gonna see with Ryan. I hope to, I like Ryan. He's a great dude, Southern California, great kid, great.
Then the real chess piece drops. Joe Goossen with Barrios. Robert literally says that could favor Barrios because Goossen knows Ryan, and that's the kind of insider angle fans overlook while obsessing over speed clips. Still, he keeps circling back to the same explosive truth. If Ryan lands clean, fight-changing danger appears instantly. But if Barrios drags it late and fights smart, suddenly the wild card becomes the one under pressure. Unpredictability versus experience. That's not a simple matchup. That's controlled chaos waiting for a trigger.
Yes, Barrios is working with Goossen, and that could favor Barrios a lot because Goossen knows Ryan. So it's interesting. If Ryan lands, he's so fast and so strong that if he lands, he's gonna hurt him and finish him and become champion and all the love for him and credit for him. But if he doesn't and if Barrios fights smart, Goossen knows, takes it to the later rounds, Ryan might be in trouble. It's gonna be an interesting fight. Interesting.
And that whole wild card Ryan label Robert Garcia hinted at suddenly gets sharper edges when Greg Hackett steps in, basically saying, I don't know if I can trust Ryan Garcia. And that's not even framed as hate, that's framed like a risk assessment. I'm listening and thinking, okay, this isn't about talent doubt, it's about reliability doubt, which is way more dangerous in a championship setting. Hackett literally points to the Rolly fight and says Ryan showed self-doubt, and boom, now we're not debating speed or power, we're debating mindset stability under pressure. That's a different fight entirely. But then he pivots and keeps it balanced, calling Barrios inconsistent too, saying there are moments he should press and doesn't, box and doesn't, fight and doesn't, and I'm over here like, yeah, that's the quiet paradox of this matchup.
When have we seen Ryan in the ring with somebody his height? You know what I'm saying? So I think we're looking at a real boxing match. Could he overwhelm Barrios? Yeah, but where is he mentally? Ryan Garcia has been spending time with YouTubers and streamers like that. He ain't really been training. So what type of Ryan are we getting? I mean, are we gonna get the front runner Ryan who go in there and try his best for 2-3 rounds and then for the rest of the fight? Or is we gonna get a focused Ryan that's really trying to go in there and do damage?
One guy unpredictable emotionally, the other unpredictable tactically. Still, Hackett circles back to conditioning, composure, and consistency, and gives Barrios the edge on staying in shape and keeping his cool, which lines up perfectly with the calm champion energy we've been hearing all camp. And when he predicts a decision win for Barrios while admitting a Ryan knockout wouldn't shock him, that's the ultimate contradiction energy that defines this fight. You can't trust Ryan, but you also can't sleep on his explosiveness. Then he throws in the too much going on angle, lifestyle noise, distractions, chaos, and whether you agree or not, that narrative keeps resurfacing from different voices, which tells me the boxing world is less worried about Ryan's skills and more worried about which version shows up on fight night. And that's the real tension, not who is more talented, who is more stable when it matters.
I think it's a 50-50 fight. I think the height plays a major part. I think the jab of Barrios plays a major part if he apply that jab. But Ryan got to show more than the left hook. At the same time, Ryan can punch. Barrios, if he turned on, then he looked good, like he did against the Cuban boy. I forgot his name, but that was a great night for him. You know what I mean? So we can get that Barrios, or we can get the Barrios that.
So when you zoom out and stack all these layers together, the fight stops looking like hype versus champion and starts looking like discipline versus certainty under fire. On one side, you've got a surgically rebuilt Ryan, openly admitting past chaos, stripping excuses, recalibrating body, mind, and identity, like a fighter who got humbled and decided to rebuild from the foundation up instead of patching a surface. On the other side, you've got a composed champion in Barrios who isn't reacting to noise, isn't emotionally invested in personas, and is quietly preparing to test heart, comfort, and composure over rounds, not moments. Then you add Robert Garcia calling Ryan a wild card, Hackett questioning trust and stability, and suddenly the narrative tightened into one brutal truth. Talent is not the question anymore. Consistency is. If the calm, lab-forged, hyper-focused Ryan actually shows up on fight night, this becomes a precision takeover scenario where speed and intent collide with purpose.
Having to be with three of the top trainers and not being able to train with neither of them, and now going back to his dad, I don't know, there's questions there, is that gonna work? Is he doing it because he doesn't want to work harder? He wants to call the shots, and his dad's going to do whatever he wants. We don't know. I don't know. If it was his dad, he would stay with him his whole career and never hired anybody else. Maybe when he hired Eddie or Goossen or Derrick James, maybe it's because he knew his dad wasn't capable of.
But if even a fraction of that old inconsistency creeps in, Barrios' structure, size, patience, and championship composure become a slow-burning problem that gets more dangerous every round. This isn't just a fight about skills, it's about which mentality holds its shape under real pressure, and that's why the volatility level feels so high days before the bell even rings. Drop your take in the comments. Let's really talk about it. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.